For this role, Julia was paid $20 million, becoming the highest paid actress by far in Hollywood, but it proved to be a great investment. Julia went on to win the Best Actress Oscar for the role, really proving for the first time the depth of her formidable talent. Even in the face of her win, though, the star remained very modest.
I mean, my life is pretty much the same. Just have this one really exalted, wonderful moment now tucked in there.
Reportedly frustrated with Julia's unwillingness to commit, after 4 years of dating, Benjamin Bratt left Julia in June 2001, and less than a year later he was married to the beautiful model and actress, one-time Bond girl, in fact, Talisa Soto. Meanwhile, on the set of The Mexican, Julia fell madly in love with a camera assistant named Danny Moder. The two began dating, even though the handsome technician was already married to makeup artist Vera Steinberg at the time. While romance was slowly brewing, Julia was cast in America's Sweetheart as Kiki, the younger, put-upon sister of a big movie star whose estranged husband falls in love with her. Director Joe Roth originally wanted Julia to play the part of the movie star.
When Joe sent it to me, he said, you know, look at the part of Gwen. But I like Kiki better. She just attracted my attention. For some reason, I kept fixating on her as I was reading it, and it was just my natural gravitation was towards her, so I asked Joe if I could play that part.
She makes you feel like a Cinderella character. It's marvelous that this huge international star can still make you feel empathetic for her and believe that she is downtrodden.
Immediately following America's Sweethearts, Aaron Brockovich director Steven Soderbergh cast Julia and George Clooney and a host of other stars in his new comedy thriller, Ocean's 11.
When Steven first gave me the script of Ocean's 11 and I got home to read it, and I found wedged inside of it a note from he and George saying, we hear you get 20 a picture, and there was a $20 bill in with that. So that was my salary. First time I ever got paid to read a script.
Julia played Tess Ocean, the estranged wife of George Clooney's Dan Ocean. The part required the actress to dress up in jewels and evening gowns every day.
I really hate it. It's so much pressure. You're the only girl, and you're dripping in like diamonds and sequins, and yeah, it's hideous. I mean, it was fun, like the first day, and then it was too much pressure.
It was non-stop work for Julia, but she wasn't complaining.
We would work these crazy hours, and sometimes it'd be the middle of the night, and we're trying to do a scene where, you know, we're being very serious, and I just wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, there was a time that George and I were laughing so hard in a scene where we're supposed to be very kind of composed, that I truly thought, how embarrassing if Steven has to rap this day because I can't stop laughing. And it took all of my energy to contain myself. But it's really hard.
Meanwhile, Julia was still seeing camera assistant Dan Moder. After his divorce was final in May 2002, the couple tied the knot in a secret midnight ceremony on July the 4th, giving Independence Day a new meaning.
At 36, Julia's roles started to become more mature. In 2003, the movie star played an art history professor at a women's college in the 1950s period piece, Mona Lisa's Smile.
It had great potential for telling a story and for involving this age group of girl in a big way that was a really predominantly talented group of young women working in movies right now. And I thought, what a perfect time to have a movie set in a girls' school with all these great young actresses floating around and kind of put them all together and see what happens.
Co-stars Kirsten Dunst and Maggie Gyllenhaal were thrilled to have the opportunity to observe the power of one of the most successful women in Hollywood.
She's like probably the most powerful woman in this industry, and she uses her power to be good to people, and yeah, I have a great respect for her and the way she handles herself.
The thing that struck me most about her in watching her work, and even watching her work as a producer, interacting on set, was how elegant and graceful and gracious she was with her power. That's inspiring to me.
After Mona Lisa's Smile, Julia had time for just a few more movies before she started to show. The 37-year-old was pregnant with twins. Ironically, actress Cate Blanchett was too far along in her own pregnancy to take the lead in the theatre production turned film Closer. Julia won the role and garnered accolades. The glowing actress also received strong feedback for her role in Ocean's 12. In an interesting twist, her character, Tess Ocean, impersonates Julia Roberts, stuffing her clothes to look pregnant. Julia Roberts delivered her finest performance yet with the caesarean birth of Phineas Walter and Hazel Patricia, who both weighed in at 5 pounds. Busy with the twins, her husband, and a non-stop career, Julia still finds time for charity. She's a devoted campaigner and spokesman for UNICEF with a special interest in India and Haiti. And in May 2002, she went before Congress to appeal for funds to fight Rett syndrome, a debilitating illness that strikes girls between 6 and 18 months old. Julia Roberts has had her share of ups and downs, but the versatile actress has always managed to make the best of it.
I'm not a person who believes in regrets. It doesn't change anything. My life is exactly how I want it to be, and my life is a culmination of choices that I've made. I am fully empowered and in charge of my life, so there's nothing that I feel I've been the victim of based on positive reinforcement of what I do.